Why did that do oh, I guess it's quad resisted. Wait, did I mess up? Did I lose my thing by accident? YouTube, today we're trying out a brand new team, and this team was created by Binjie with a Sheer Force Landers Incarnate form and Iron Defense Calyrex-Ice Rider. Now, in the last season, the last day, I was playing some Stadium Ladder for fun, and then I kept facing like 3 Iron Defense Calyrex-Ices like in the top 100s, and I was like, dang, they were all with Palkia, surprisingly. And yeah, I just don't know if it really caught up and it's like that's the new thing. I was like super confused when I first saw it, but it's a really cool concept. If you do enjoy the videos, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And if you want to check out the details of the team, or if you want to check out Binjie, I'll link them both down below in the description. And of course, you can grab the rental team as long as it's available. But otherwise, let's get started and play some games. Blastoise, Regigigas, Weezing, Zacian, Calyrex, Shadow Rider, Togekiss. So it looks like a very similar team to the Ryota team, except with Togekiss this time around. Definitely a unique one right here. I don't have Follow Me, which would have been really good here. Focus Sash on the Incineroar, does that help? I don't know. Do I outspeed? I speed tie with Weezing, don't I? We're both base 60s. Yeah, that would be the case. I do have a Expert Belt Landorus. I don't know if that really helps. I think it's like Regieleki and Incineroar actually. Yeah, I think Regieleki and Incineroar is actually a fantastic lead against them. Set up for Calyrex endgame. And then I think I have to bring what do I want to bring? Do I want to bring the Yveltal? I think I do want to bring the Yveltal here. I just don't know. I feel like they're not going. Would they go to Blastoise mode here? It's not bad. However, I feel like the Gigas lead is actually pretty strong against me. But we'll find out. I want to experiment with this because I just don't know if Landorus is it in this game specifically. I think there are better options. And I don't want to really risk it against, I think, Calyrex Shadow Rider, which I'm a little bit scared of. The Max Speed Incineroar is definitely a unique one here, because Electro Weapon and Parting Shot's an option that I actually do have onto their team. We're going to see the Regigigas Weezing, it looks like. Yep, okay. And we can go for a Electro Web into Parting Shots, the Gigas immediately, and that really doesn't seem too bad. That really doesn't seem too bad. We're going to go for Electro Web into a Parting Shot. And yeah, that's what we're going to try to accomplish. We're going to go for it into Yveltal here, I think, to try and soak up a potential Max Quake into the Incineroar. Although I think if this is the case, they either go for a Max Strike or Max Quake into the Eleki slot. And probably Weezing goes for Protect here. I think it would. I guess I could have also went for a Max Strike here into Parting Shots, but I don't want. I think having my max option Eleki take too much damage isn't exactly worth it here. I think just slowing down the Regigigas so maybe Calyrex can come in and dish out quite a bit, I think is fantastic. And yeah, I think that's a better win con, at least at this point right here. I'm a little bit worried about the Weezing. Oh, please tell me. Oh, I missed the Weezing. Yeah, I missed a Weezing. Oh, don't win a speed tie. Don't win a speed tie here. Don't win a speed tie. Okay, they got Parting Shot off. Huge. It didn't max here, which is interesting because I'm wondering what they're saving their max for. I am able to get Parting Shot off into the Gigas. I am going to probably swap out into my Yveltal here on Taunt, I believe. I think this should be Taunt. I think the Weezing kind of sucks though because I don't really damage Weezing that well. They did Taunt. Okay. Yeah, and if it's max speed Weezing, I did risk the speed tie there. Knockoff into the Eleki. Okay, I gave them the Dark Aura, which isn't great. However, having Eleki around is still pretty nice. Okay, I can protect here. I guess afterward, what do I want to accomplish? Do I want to foul play the Weezing slot? Do I want to Blooming Wing it? Do I want to go for Snarl here for some damage? I think I'm going to foul play the Giga slot. I think foul play isn't a bad option here because I don't know if the Weezing's going to stay in or not. We'll find out. I could see Weezing protecting here and Gigas attacking, throwing off an attack, and then maybe next turn I could go for like a Rising Voltage Oblivion Wing double up, which is what I'm expecting here. They're not maxing the Gigas. I guess they just don't want to at this point. That's an interesting wide guard right there. I guess wide guard Sludge Bomb and Eleki. I'll play into the Gigas. That's actually really good damage. It is Sludge Bomb. Oh, into Yveltal. Okay. No poison. That's really good. I can now double up a slot here for a knockout. The save one's Gigas because they just use Wide Guard and I don't think they have Protect. This seems really... do I want to go for the Weezing though, or do I want to go for the... Do I want to go for the Gigas? Because Weezing's just really annoying for my team. It really is. I think I'd rather just target the Weezing with Rising Voltage Oblivion Wing. Let's see if the gamble's worth it. Because I don't have to. They did make the Protect play. Good on their part. I don't think this is too bad though. I'm pretty sure I can do like Incineroar afterward. Yeah, maybe committing here was a bit too much. But with how aggressive they were playing with the Weezing, I thought like, oh, hey, that's actually good for me. Yeah, that's good for me. Okay. If I'm going to make the same Rising Voltage into Oblivion Wing play, yeah, I'm going to make the same Rising Voltage into Oblivion Wing play. Because I want to get rid of Weezing because it has Taunt. If I want to win this game, I think it's Ice Rider, Trick Room here. And I think that's really important. If I get rid of the Weezing here, that means they have Slow Start active, which is really nice as well. And I do think that's always worth the double up into Weezing. If it KOs, I don't know, because we don't have Transistor on deck and our Life Orb's gone. So this might not even knock out, but I do get healing on the Yveltal. It still seems pretty solid. Again, the Taunt just seems really bad to me. Rising Voltage does come out into the Weezing. Is that crit? Yeah, that's a crit. Which, if Oblivion KO'd, then that kind of hurts because I got less recovery out of the turn. Okay. Good chip into the Weezing, and now Slow Start's active again. Perfect. Neutralizing Gas, Dark Aura, Slow Start, and now Giga Impact. Okay, so the Gigas is wasting a turn upcoming. Okay, it's into the Yveltal, which is an interesting play here. Okay. I'll take it. Again, I'm trying to get Trick 'em up with Calyrex, and that's kind of like the win condition for me. That is the win condition. Do I want to go hard, though, into Calyrex? Because I can see myself going hard into Calyrex right here. That does seem really good here. If they go out into... Well, they're definitely not going hard into Calyrex. They're going hard into Zacian, because there's no way they bring out the Calyrex in this position, because a Sucker Punch would just absolutely destroy it. The Zacian is going to appear here. I wonder, because if this is based on Ryota's old team, it was Choice Scarf under Calyrex, if I remember. I wonder if that's going to be the case this time around. Oh, I really want a double swap here. I think that's the case. I think I'm going to swap out Eliki into... I think they're just going to try to get rid of the Yveltal. They've been like really adamant about getting rid of the Yveltal the entire time. So I think I'm going to do Incineroar into my Calyrex here. I get an Intimidate off, so it's now neutral Zacian and -1 Regigigas. I could see them double protect. I could see them protecting their Zacian too. But I think they would really want to get rid of this Yveltal right here. If they protect, it's fantastic for me, and I could see it just to stall out. However, I wouldn't go for it here. I'm just trying to get Trick 'em up. Because if I get Trick 'em up, I'm in a phenomenal position because the Regigigas is not a threat with -2 attack and Slow Start. And I assume it's Calyrex I started in the back, and I am completely okay against that mon. Perfect. Perfect. Aggressive play worked out. Beautiful. I'm able to get Trick 'em up. Yes, this is ideal. We get to Trick 'em up. We get to click Fake Out into their Zacian. This denies a Behemoth Blade into the... I guess I could Flare Blitz too. Although it really doesn't change much. I don't even have to max actually in this right now. I really don't have to, because with the Intimidate and Babiri, I imagine I survive one Calyrex or one Zacian move. If the Regigigas swaps out, then I could Darkest Lariat and Glacial Lance. Or I could even Dynamax Incineroar if I want to. I don't know if I would do that. I could Dynamax the Calyrex-Ice Rider though. Go for Max Quake into Zacian. Would threaten a lot. Okay, here's a huge Fake Out into the Zacian. Let's see what the Regigigas is going for. It's going to go for a high horsepower into Incin. With the Slow Starts and 2 Intimidates, yeah, it's just not doing any damage right here. We are able to get a Trick Room secured. Okay, perfect. And now I want to Iron Defense here. I want to Iron Defense because I want to take advantage if the Zacian just decides to protect here, to be passive. I think that's really good if that's the case. So I am going to go for the Flare Blitz here in the Zacian and go for that Iron Defense. Iron Defense is going to help me because Body Press is going to threaten the Gigas. I don't know if I KO the Gigas immediately, which is why I don't think I want to go for it immediately. And I could definitely see Zacian protecting. Although this is just a really awkward spot for them because I'm pretty sure they have Calyrex in the back and they're just trying to figure out how do I get that Calyrex in a safer position. Okay, we see a knockoff come out. Oh, that knocks out my Berry. I mean, with Intimidate and Iron Defense, I should be okay still. So we are able to Iron Defense up with the big Calyrex. Flare Blitz? Is this max attack instant? It might be. Or a Jolly max attack at least. This is going to do a lot. Yeah, it does a lot. Okay, what are they going for? The Behemoth Blade into the Calyrex, I imagine. Okay. Even if this knocks me out, I don't think this is that bad of a spot. Yeah, look at that. Who needs a Babiri Berry? Who needs a Babiri Berry? This is perfect. I body press here the Regigigas. I flare blitz the Zacian slot. If they want to swap out the Gigas into the Calyrex Shadow Rider, sure. I Glacial Lance and I Darkest Lariat the next turn, or Throat Chop or whatever. And I'm still in a phenomenal position at the end of the day. I'll take it. We're going to see Knockoff come out into, I guess they want to figure out my item, which is going to be that Focus Sash, and Body Press into Regigigas. Goodbye, Regigigas. And I get an attack boost, so I always KO the Calyrex Shadow, or Calyrex, or not Calyrex Shadow Rider. What the heck? The Zacian with Glacial Lance. And then Yveltal will always clean up the Shadow Rider in the end game. And I saw a max available. We both have max available. We just decided not to use our maxes right here. I guess they didn't really like their position with the Regigigas. And yeah, it is Calyrex Shadow Rider in the back. There's 1 or 2 more turns of Trick Room. There's Iron Defense and then Body Press. So I think we have 2 more, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 2 more. They need to get like Triple Protect with Zacian. And even then, their only Dynamax option here is the Calyrex Shadow Rider. And yeah, that's why I think getting rid of Weezing was so nice, because their Calyrex Shadow Rider wasn't a good Dynamax option here against the Yveltal and Incineroar that was always threatening. And getting rid of their Weezing meant the Gigas, especially with the Parting Shot and Intimidate that I got, -2 and Slow Start, just wasn't dishing out enough damage. So they were basically playing without a max, I think, when they decided not to just immediately go and dish out a bunch of damage with the Regigigas, which I did give them the opportunity to. However, yeah, this works out perfectly now. This just works out. They are going to max here the Calyrex Shadow Rider, I imagine. And even if they somehow survive, maybe they could survive this. Maybe. If they survive this, sure. And I just get Yveltal and I click Sucker Punch and I win, right? Like, either way, this has been checkmate for quite a bit now. I think ever since I got the Trick Room up, it was pretty much a game over. Let's see. X Guard. Okay, so did they do have Protect? Okay, Glacial Lance. Goodbye, Zacian. This is +1 Glacial Lance. Goodbye, yeah. And now I get +2. And I still have Incineroar, and the fact that they maxed the Calyrex Shadow Rider means they can only single target my entire team and not double target with like Astral Barrage. So they can focus on one slot, but both of them are dishing out huge amounts of damage. And you know what? I still have Pokemon in the back. I still have my entire team. Oh, this is absolutely amazing. Here comes a Throat Chop into a Glacial Lance into the Calyrex Shadow Rider. They go for like multiple maxes, which makes sense. It's their only win con. But even then, well, even if they get it, it's not a win con really. It is the best play that they can make here in this position. But yeah, they can't win the game. Goodbye, Calyrex Shadow Rider. And that's a good game. Really interesting not to max the Weezing though immediately. I wonder why they decided. Maybe because they didn't play like they knew the team, I feel like. Or maybe they did. Because it just felt like they weren't getting knockouts. They were getting knockoff passive things, but the Gigas wasn't really accomplishing much. Their max option just seemed really weak after the Regigigas was basically kind of neutered. I feel like -1, even with the -1 Regigigas, even with like neutralizing gas, was still going to dish out a ton of damage because Slow Star's still not active yet. So it could have still done a lot of work to my team. Just they didn't decide to max, and then I was able to kind of like pressure down, I think, the Weezing overall, able to eliminate it, get the Trick Room up. I think the massive turns there was me being able to specifically get the hard into Incineroar and the Calyrex-Ice Rider in that position. Aggressive switch, but it just ended up working out perfectly. And then it was like really hard for them to come back from there because their switches were just non-existent. And yeah, I was able to always guarantee the Trick Room up there, which was perfect. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. Grimmsnarl, Zekrom, Regieleki, Kyogre, Incineroar, and Comfey. This looks like a pretty threatening team. Isn't this Specs Ogre? I'm pretty sure it's Specs Ogre. Oh, this could be a little bit tricky. The reason why it could be tricky is I guess I do have Landorus. Landorus is actually a really good mon here. Okay, I do have a Landorus. That's probably good enough. I'm probably going to bring Landorus plus the Rillaboom here. I think it's pretty solid for most cases. Yeah, just dealing with the Kyogre is going to be like the big essential part. Rising Voltage is really good here with the Eliki. And then the last Pokemon, I don't need Intimidate at all. I don't even need Restrict. It's funny that I went to my other Pokemon and not the Restrictions because I feel like my Restrictions don't even do that well here. I guess I'll just bring Calyrex-Ice as a backup to the Zekrom if I need it. Maybe I could have seen myself bring the Yveltal instead because Sucker Punch seems like it'd be more useful. Although having a Trick Room option isn't terrible either. This is going to really depend because if I remember right, it's Specs Ogre's special weakness policy Zekrom on this team. I'm like pretty sure it is. A Zekrom Comfey leads. All right. So we see that lead against my Landorus and my Rillaboom. Okay. Not exactly the most ideal position. However, I could probably just go for the substitute with our Landorus right away. I think substitute's a pretty fair play here, and our power would do so much damage, but it doesn't pick up a knockout, which is the problem here. I will just substitute here since we do have that option. I think we swap into Calyrex-Ice Rider here. I think this is probably Draining Kiss and a Max move coming out from the Zekrom immediately. I don't really have an option. If I have to sack Calyrex, I guess so be it. It's not amazing for me. However, I'll take it. I can't even like focus down the Zekrom unless I have both I think my Calyrex and my Landorus in, because then Flow of Healing is healing a lot from the Comfey, especially since I gave them the Grassy Terrain immediately. If I led maybe the Zekrom, I guess I can Max Quake the next turn, right? If I Max Quake with Landorus, I might survive the upcoming attacks. Oh, we'll find out. Bring out the Calyrex-Ice Rider as we're going to see. Well, it's Max Dragon, right? I'm pretty sure it's Max Dragon coming out, which means I'll have -2 attack if they go for Max Dragon my Landorus, which is what I'm expecting here. We do see the Dynamax come out from the Zekrom. I don't think Comfey is ever Dynamaxing. Yeah, we see the Dynamax from the Zekrom. I think Landorus can really pull its way through. I think I need Rillaboom and I need Landorus, and that's all I really need to win this game. So that's really all I need to aim for here. Let's find out what they're going for. Draining Kiss. Yep. Okay. Huge. If I max Quake here, I think I'm in a really good spot. Substitute, stall out a turn here. Gonna be Max Whirlwind. Yeah, perfect. Oh, it's in the Calyrex, which is actually more ideal because I have to sub up with my well, is that more ideal? It depends on the Draining Kiss, I guess, knocks out the Landorus' sub, which I have no clue if it does. Do you? If I weaken the Zekrom, I'm in a really good spot though. Let's just go for the Earth Power and then a Glacial Lance, I suppose. We're trying to get as much damage to the Zekrom as possible, and that's the goal. Let's see if this actually works out, because we do need the damage in the Zekrom. I don't think it had Max Guard. Did it have 4 attacks? I think it had Earth Power, Dragon Move. I don't remember. We are going to see the Draining Kiss attempt into the Landorus. Are you able to pick up a knockout into my sub? That's a pretty big question. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's huge that I didn't break my sub, because I get 2 Earth Powers off in the Zekrom. That's really big. Okay. We're going to see Whirlwind come again. Probably into... It has to be the Landorus slot. Oh. Into Calyrex. I will take that. I will gladly take that, because we have Earth Power, which is so good here. Oh, does Zekrom live an Earth Power after Flow of Healing? I guess I gave them the Terrain here. We go Eliki. And I think we double up the Zekrom slot with Earth Power plus Max Lightning. Yeah, I think that's always the play here. We're going to go for that. I'm like pretty confident that's what we do here. I don't think the Comfey had Ally Switch. Did it have Trick Room? If it had Trick Room, it's annoying, but I feel like Rillaboom can clean up in the back. Although if it's Instant Kyogre, I guess it's a different story. I want to double up the Zekrom here because I think... Well, here's the thing. Well, I get to knock out into Zekrom and then they get the Kyogre in, and then I guess it's bad. Oh, it just depends heavily. It really depends heavily. Okay, let's find out. I think it was probably Trick Room Comfey. The Flow of Healing is boosted by the Grassy Terrain, And I don't remember how much it's going to do to max, because 75% is in the max, and then Earth Power. I just don't want to gamble me missing the knockout and then lose my Eliki, and then I'll be in a really rough spot, I feel like. We'll find out. Dynamax the Eliki. It's probably okay still. Maybe I could sack Landers in the end game. Okay, they went for Floyd Healing. This is perfect. That's ideal. Okay, yeah, I think that healed way too much. I'm pretty sure that we wouldn't have KO'd with Earth Power. So Max Lightning into Zekrom. Why did that do oh, I guess it's quad resisted. Wait, did I mess up? Did I lose my thing by accident? Did I really lose my thing by accident here? I might have. Here comes an Earth Power into the Zekrom. No, I do still KO. Okay. I thought I only needed a little bit of chip. Okay, good. Should have strike there. Should have striked. I wanted to change the terrain, but maybe it wasn't really that important. The only awkward part was like if they get Trick 'em Up, they go to Instant. But then again, if they go Instant, I'm just doubling the Comfey slot. They do go into Kyogre here, which I'm not surprised about. And if it's specs, I mean, I just go for Earth Power into Comfey, and I go for a Max Lightning into the Kyogre always, right? Because if they sack something in the back, my Rillaboom just wins, because Max Lightning is going to dish out so much pain to whatever's coming into the Kyogre slot. And Landorus, the sub Landorus, really working out here. Oh, it was ally switch. Okay. So that's okay, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait. I guess it's awkward for Rillaboom endgame. We do KO the Comfey though. Okay, so it's not Sash. Okay, we're probably still fine then. Because we get an Earth Power off into the Kyogre. This is still some pretty good damage because it's Sheer Force. Not Life Orb, but it's Expert Belt. But yeah, Earth Power does a lot to Kyogre still. Water Spout? Yeah, alright. And Aleki's able to survive. Perfect. Landers is Subphase. That's alright here. And then remaining is the Rillaboom here. Oh, Incineroar. Okay, yeah, this is ideal. I go for a Max Lightning and a Kyogre. That should always be specs. It did way too much damage to my team in general. And then I click Earth Power, and Landis is going to help us win this game, which is fantastic. Earth Power was just really good, I guess, against the Zekrom specifically matchup. I guess I doubled the Instant, but I don't remember if this Instant had Protect. I just Max Lightning the Kyogre. It's safer. That was going to be forfeited. Perfect. Landis in Incarnate form, really putting in the herd. If we had Farian, that Earth Power was not doing nearly as much. The Landorus in Incarnate form was really able to help out with the Zekrom matchup, which was really awkward for this team with Kyogre, because Calyrex-Ice Rider, even though it's kind of decent against it, Max Dragon was kind of putting on the pain. Let me figure out what the set was. This Grimmsnarl, Scary Face, Screens, Weakness Policy on the Zekrom. Wait, it had Protect. Okay. So I guess if they max guarded at any point, but yeah, that could have been annoying. A Life Orb, Jolly, not max, no, Adamant. Yeah, Adamant. Wait, no, it's Jolly. It's Jolly. It's just Jolly max attack, but it's not max speed at all. Timid, Specs, Ogre. Yep. I think they changed the team because I don't remember this being on the original team. I'm pretty sure it was Focus Sash on this. Yeah, good thing they didn't go for Trick Room, because Trick Room would have been annoying. However, yeah, the flow of healing was definitely something huge there with the grassy terrain. Luckily, I think I got it right here. I guess I could have also went for Max Lightning into the Comfey slot and Earth Power into the Zekrom. I think that would have also helped. But it really just depended. And then Ally Switch was, I don't think, on the original team. I don't. But I could be misremembering. I could be misremembering. I don't even remember if Grimmsnarl was even on the original team. So I guess it just worked out. Luckily, Landis was just able to put in a ton of work against the Zekrom. Really, that was the main point. And yeah, I thought about maxing also the Landis as well, but I think just the Earth Power Sheer Force was just good enough and was really able to really help me out against the Zekrom, which otherwise Policy would have probably ran through my team if I didn't have it. Solgaleo, Kyogre, Tornadus, Incarnate Form, Rillaboom, Incineroar, Mimikyu. There's some tricky parts about it. There's the Solgaleo, which is a bit of an awkward matchup for sure. And then there's Mimikyu, which I'm not sure what the Mimikyu is supposed to do on their team. Okay. Berry gonna go in? Berry gonna go in, maybe? I think lead-wise, Rillaboom plus Yveltal is really the best lead option here, because I can threaten the Kyogre lead and I can threaten the Solgaleo lead, and I think that's pretty huge here. And in the back, I like Ensign. Do I? I probably do. I like Eliki a lot here, and I actually don't even like Calyrex-Ice Rider. Unless it's Trick Room Kyogre, which I guess it could. However, I just have no clue if it is. I do have Grassy Glide as pressure, though, against it. And I do kind of want to bring the Ensign because of the Sash can be a good pivot for one move here. And I think that's really big. Yeah, I really do think that the Assault Vest on the Yveltal is going to come in clutch here for the Kyogre. Although Solgaleo, it really depends because that thing is a threat. And I mean a massive threat. Also, if it's fast, Solgaleo with... I should double check the Yveltal speed on this. Okay, Mimikyu, Kyogre. That's a pretty good lead for me. Now let's find out the speed tiers right here. We can find out if the Kyogre is fast, for instance, or not. I could also go for a high horsepower into the... Ooh, there's a few things. Okay, the Kyogre is slow, and I mean really slow on this team. Okay. That's a pretty slow Kyogre. I could see Solgaleo coming in. Let me double check my Yveltal speed because I actually don't remember. Okay, no, we are pretty fast on the Yveltal. We're actually max speed. Okay. And the Rillaboom is pretty fast as well. Okay, that's good to know. I want to go for a foul play immediately into the Kyogre because I could see them switching out to Solgaleo because I don't think Protect gets them anything from the Kyogre slot this turn. And I might as well just go for a Grassy Glide into the Mimikyu slot. The thing is, I just don't think they have anything that benefits the Kyogre here. I could see Rillaboom coming in for that slot, or I could see the Soul. And I could see them trying to set up Trick Room with the Mimikyu and then go for like a Shadow Sneak policy move here. But it looks like we're not seeing that. We're seeing a Dynamax straight from the Kyogre, which... Oh, Snarl would have been so good, but I was so worried about activating policy on the big threat, which I think is going to be that Solgaleo. But, I mean... That's not how it's going to work. All right, Max Kyogre on deck here. I do get some decent damage with foul play, and then maybe Grassy Glide Sucker Punch can finish it off. The Grassy Glide into Mimikyu. I guess I could have snarled and went for a high horsepower instead. I don't know. I don't think I do enough damage to the Soul. If that was the case. At least I don't have to worry about Dynamax Soul, but Dynamax Kyogre, if it gets rid of the Rillaboom here, is pretty bad. We're going to see a Wisp actually immediately into the Rillaboom. Okay. Is this policy on the Kyogre? Now that I think about it. Hailstorm does come out. Into which slot is pretty important. Okay, it's into Rillaboom double up. Do I live? No, okay, yeah. I felt it was a pretty frail on the Rillaboom. Okay. Or they crit. Okay. Which I don't even know if it mattered. Which I actually have no clue. Because I don't know the Rillaboom's special defense. I know I'm max HP. But I can't tell otherwise. This is not... I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. It's pretty bad, but it's not like this is over already. Because I have a Eliki right here. I can dish out a ton of damage. I think I just click Stall and I click Max Lightning into the Mimikyu slot. Yeah, that's always my play here. Because they don't have Rain Up, and with the Snarl, I should live one attack from the Kyogre. And I'm worried about Max Guard Trick Room the most here. Yeah, so let's go for this Snarl plus Max Lightning into the Mimikyu slot. Shadow Sneak plus Geyser, I don't think picks up the knockout without the Rain and the -1 special attack I'm about to deliver to the Kyogre. And this might be my saving grace right here. There are some other things that could screw me over though. Like, well, here's the thing. The Kyogre is not fast. Because my Rillaboom outsped it and got the Grassy Terrain up. Which means that they can't outspeed Eliki even if they have Torn in the back and go for Tailwind. So I still have some pretty good, reliable chances to win this game. The problem is that I guess they have a Rillaboom on this team. I think they did, right? If they have Rillaboom on the team, that's going to be the awkward part. Because then Grassy Glide follow-up is really tough. They Shadow Sneak, okay. Good play on their part. I still think I live the Geyser afterward. Max Lightning comes out into the Mimikyu. So goodbye, Mimikyu. Don't have to worry about Trick Room being set up anymore. And please hit the Snarl, Yveltal. We need a Snarl land right now if we want to stay in this game. Mimikyu goes down. Snarl? Nice. Okay. That's a really big Snarl hit. It might be a Solvest Kyogre. It might be. The Snarl just did so little damage. Geyser does come out on Eliki. We do survive. Yep, perfect. I think it is a Solvest Geyser because I feel like Mystic Water would have came close. Okay. And then who is this? Rillaboom? Incineroar. Why Incineroar? Okay. Max Lightning in the electric terrain. Hopefully KOs the Kyogre. That's what I'm going to go for here. I'm going to swap to Incin because they do have the Dark Aura boost on deck right here if I stay in with the Yveltal, and I think that's terrible right here. So I'm going to go for Max Lightning and Kyogre, which should KO, and I'm going to go into Incineroar to get an Intimidate off and also prevent the Dark Aura boost from being on this turn. And I think that's really important, so I do live an attack from Incineroar. And if they go for Max Guard, that's fine. Their Dynamax is over, so I still probably knock them out the next turn. Another play they could make here is maybe go Rillaboom if they are Assault Vest so that they can live the Max Electric maybe. I still do a ton of damage to Kyogre, and if they reveal last Pokemon as Incin, I think I still win with Assault Vest Yveltal in the end game, assuming I get at least a bit of damage into their Incineroar. All right, bring out my Incineroar, get the Intimidate off into their Incineroar slots. What are they going for here? Don't fake out the Eliki for some reason. Okay, perfect. Max Lightning into the Kyogre. And yeah, it does obliterate the Kyogre. Perfect. Is the last Pokemon Soul, or is it... I guess that's a question too. Is the last Pokemon Soul or not? So what are we going to see from the... Should be Darkest Lariat into... Wait, that's into the Incineroar slot. Why? I mean... I don't know about that one. Out of any move you could have chose, you could have chose Parting Shot. If you had a Fake Out, I mean... I'm just trying to figure out why they made that play specifically. This is okay. I Fake Out the Solgaleo. I go for the Max Lightning into the Incineroar, pick up the Knockout, then I Rising Voltage the Solgaleo and win. I was scared. The Dynamax Kyogre eliminating my Rillaboom was pretty bad, but good thing I went with the Eliki backup as well, because the Eliki backup was pretty huge because it gave me another answer to Kyogre, and the Max Lightning was really threatening, especially since they didn't have a form of speed control that they opted to go for, whether it was the Trick Room on the Mimikyu or the Tailwind on the Kyogre. I was just able to still keep up the speed pressure, and that was pretty big. And finally, yeah, this is a wrap. I'm pretty actually, is it there's like a way they can... No, I think it's fine. I throw Chop into Rising Voltage, right? Rising Voltage does way too much damage to where Sucker Punch KOs the Solgaleo. I guess if they stall me out, but they don't have a policy boost. Oh, this move's broken. Oh, I crit it too. I don't know if that was Assault Vest or not. I'm pretty sure if it was Assault Vest, it might have lived. But without Assault Vest, no, you were not living that. Rising Voltage Terrain. Aliki's just so disgusting in his damage output. It's just insane how much this Pokemon does. Yeah, I think everything I want to say about that game, though, it was mainly, yeah, sure, I lost to turn 1, and it was pretty bad. I lost my Rillaboom. However, thankfully, I did have a backup answer to Kyogre. They didn't get Form of Speed Control up. And if they got the Form of Speed Control up, like if they Trick Room there, yeah, then that was a game over commitment. That could have been really terrible. The reason I, again, didn't go for Snarl into the Kyogre immediately was because I was really worried about a potential Solgaleo coming in and Trick Room, because I couldn't prevent the Trick Room from Mimikyu turn 1. And, well, actually, no, there was a play I could have actually made for if I wanted that. It would have been to Dynamax the Rillaboom, because Gmax Rillaboom's max move goes through Disguise and usually KOs the Mimikyu. So I guess that's another option too. Although I really wanted the Dynamax and Eliki, and as we saw, the Dynamax Eliki really did go in. But maybe it was better to go for the Dynamax move, because even if they Wisp, they don't knock me out. I'm still faster than their Kyogre, and if they do Trick Room, they just like get bopped by the max move. So maybe it was still worth it to, even though like I think it worked out with the Eliki being able to sweep. I think Max Rillaboom might have been the best play turn 1, assuming all the factors with if they Trick Roomed immediately turn 1 and they max. And yeah, I am in so much trouble, I think. And that is the show. Really was able to showcase like really strong stuff from, I think, every single member of the team. The Calyrex was pretty powerful. The Yveltal was able to do some things. The Regieleki, of course, does out so much damage. The Landis really helped out in that one game. And the Sash Incineroar and the White Herb Rillaboom were still pretty clutch. But if you did enjoy today's video, again, please leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It was a really fun team to try out. And of course, if you want to try out this team, grab it with the rental code on your screen. And you can, again, check out the creator of the team, Binjie, down below in the description alongside the placement of this team. You can also check out the rest of my Series 12 content where I use a lot of fun Pokemon as well as a lot of cool teams. So make sure you check those out. But Otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. And until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.